Shabbat Shalom and welcome. Those words, Hine Matov, how good it is to sit together, those of us who sit together here in the Barish Sanctuary, those who sit together and watch our service virtually, all of you, welcome. We are happy that you're here, and we pause. We pause from everything going on outside these walls to take a moment to pray, to find a sense of calm, to find a sense of faith and love and community here in our sacred space and in the sacred spaces that you're creating at home tonight. We hope that you'll participate actively in song and in prayer, all of us together. And this Shabbat we celebrate as we invite Jake Pinsky and his parents, Roanna and Jay, forward to help us kindle the lights of Shabbat. If you'll turn in your prayer books to page 2.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
We continue on page 344 with the words of Shir Chadash.
In our prayer books to page 20 as we join together in the words L'Chadodi, a special musical poem that we use on Shabbat to help greet the Sabbath bride. And as we get to the final verse, we will stand up and face the entryway of the sanctuary. We'll motion to you when it's time to do that.
Shamor v'zachor v'dibur שלום עטרת בלב, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני הסגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, ונשבת קרבה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, ונשבת קרבה.
As this is our traditional time in the service where we turn to greet one another, I encourage you to turn to one another, wave hello with a big warm smile. We wish everyone Shabbat Shalom. We are so delighted that you're here. We hope it will be a Shabbos of sweetness, a time of peacefulness, a time of calm. And we continue now with our Baruch Hu, Am I Awake prayer. You can find it on the Shabbat handout. This week, as we've been in daylight savings time, we've noticed that the time of day and the light of day is different. And so this week, as we sing our prayer from Ma'ariv, our Avim, our evening prayer, we are more aware of the light in the sky, and it soon will be coming down.
So we may not be able to be close together, but we can sing together. And so I hope that you'll sing. There's a little part here that I know some of you know and some of you may not know. So I'm just going to review it or teach it to you really quickly for those who've never heard it before. So it goes like this, kind of jazzy. Ba 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 ba. Let's try that together. Ba 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 ba. I promise you're going to feel better if you sing. Ba 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 ba. One more time. Ba 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 ba. Now listen. Ba 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 ba. Try that. Ba 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 ba. Okay, this part's my favorite. It goes ba 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 ba. Then you kind of make a jazzy face when you do that part. Ready? Ba 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 ba. That's the whole part. So we're gonna try it together. Just do your best. It will be perfection. Here we go. Ba 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 ba. The mystery lies in the color of the skies. When the words are on your lips, sing. The moon is whispering my name, but I have to listen close. The arc of its ascension commands my full attention. The sky provides the backdrop of purples and blues. Here we go. The light is fading, the night is waiting for you and me. Let's rearrange the stars. Baruch atah Adonai, Amari varavi.
Page 33 in our prayer book. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
And now we sing these words, Mi chamocha,
Hashkivenu piece is a part of the liturgy that is just an element in the evening. And I often call it our lullaby, our Jewish lullaby. It is a prayer that asks God as we lie down to spread over us a Sukkot Shlomecha, a covering of peace and tranquility. As our ancestors wandered in the desert, unsure of what each day would bring, they needed that sense of protection just as we need that sense of protection now. And so we pray this, our Jewish lullaby, our Hashkivenu together, pages 42 and 3.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Uvros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ushmor tzedenu uvoheinu. Uvros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ushmor tzedenu uvoheinu. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
It's now my honor to invite Jake Pinsky, who's celebrating becoming bar mitzvah this weekend, to come and lead us in the Amidah. We're on page 46 of the prayer book. Would you all please rise?
Adonai sevatei tiftach ufi yagita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Advot v'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Zrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol Atavrav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaKashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim. Somech noflim verofei cholim. Umatir asarim. Umechayim emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha ba'agiviru. Umido melach. Melech mimi tumechaye. Umatmiach Yeshua. V'ne'emanat lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh. Ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. On page 57, you are with us in our prayer, our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadecha b'yirah na'avod. We continue with our prayer for peace, Shalom Rav.
Page 60. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Having been led up to this point in our service, the rabbis were masterful liturgists in that they recognized no worship experience, no prayer service would be complete if each one of us were not given the chance to pray the prayer of our heart. We continue silently with the prayers of our own hearts. We turn in our prayer books to the middle of page 253, where we find the words for our prayers for healing, our Misha Berach prayer. On this Shabbat especially, as we know so many are suffering, so many whose bodies are racked with illness and disease and suffering, so many whose spirits are anxious and afflicted. We ask Misha Berach, the one who blessed our ancestors, the one who has been a source of healing for the generations of our people, to continue to be that source of healing and comfort, that source of wholeness now for all those in need. We pray for Bradley Borden and Melba Berman, Jennifer Carey, Michelle Cohen, Miles Cohn, Maya Crater, Jay Empel, Rose Ann Finkel, Alan Garber, Ellie and Leah Jugabowicz, Sarah James, Lawrence Levy, Jesse Vasquez, Carol Wasserstein, Roger Williams, Baruch Le Ben Tevya, and all those who are suffering. We pray together in ancient words, Misha Berach. Have another simcha this evening. A happy family has come to temple tonight to thank God for new life and to ask God's blessing on their child. I now ask Benjamin Eliezer Ben Shandel Fega, also known Benjamin Leonard Sumro, to please come to the bima to bring his parents, Stacy and Stephen Sumro, forward. Tonight we give him his Hebrew name. Mazel tov. It's a special privilege that Stacy was one of my students when she was growing up, so to have the opportunity to bless her son is especially sweet. Say, Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, you who blessed our mothers and our fathers, bless this baby and sustain him in his life and good health. In the presence of this congregation, we give him his Hebrew name, Binyamin Eliezer Ben Shendel Fega, and known in English, Benjamin Leonard Sumro.
May it be an honor, his name, to the household of Israel. To these proud parents, O God, we ask that you grant wisdom and patience and the devotion that they may raise their child to study Torah, to enter into a loving relationship, and to live a life enriched by God's deeds. We pray that he bring the blessing to his family, to the Jewish people, and all humankind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehachiyanu v'kiyamanu v'hegiyanu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, for creating life, for sustaining life, and allowing us to celebrate this simcha, this truly joyous moment all together. That's good luck. Mazel tov. This is for you. Mazel tov. You may be seated. A few announcements this evening. Please remain with us to the end of the service so that we have an opportunity to say Kiddush and Motzi together as a community. We will be offering these blessings together, but we will not be sharing food or drink in the interest of public health. I hope that for those of you in the sanctuary this evening, you had a chance to pick up your Shabbat handout on your way in. Please make note of the following upcoming events within our community. Additional information on each of these happenings can be found in the handout, and for those of you joining us virtually on our website. Some programming changes for this weekend. Our Shabbat morning study opportunities have been canceled. In its place, we'll be offering a 9:15 Torah study via Zoom with our Director of Congregational Learning, Stephanie Carlson. Access information to join that class can be found on our website. A special edition of our Shabbat morning chapel service will be streamed on our website and our Facebook page tomorrow at 10:30. Our Sisterhood Donor Luncheon with Barbara Pierce Bush on Thursday, March 26th has been postponed. A new date will be announced soon. Please watch for that and plan to join us. Finally, our Shabbat services this weekend and going forward will continue to be streamed via our website and our Roku channel. Our Friday night worship is also available on our Facebook page. So here we are. It's Shabbat, a time of rest and renewal, a time of focus on human being instead of human doing, a time to take a break and a breath, a time to escape into a day that's different from the rest of the week, a time to focus on faith and family and peace and God. And for so many, this feels impossible right now. Instead, so many are racked with worry and concern. We know around the globe there are many suffering with physical illness, even fighting for their lives. On TV, our computers, our smartphones, at the water cooler, in the hallways, in our homes, we are hypothesizing and planning and wondering what will be in this pandemic. The store shelves are bare of cleaning supplies and toilet paper as we sit with the not knowing and the fear that creeps into the cracks where normalcy and routine, surety and comfort once lived. This deep discomfort with the unknown is not unique to us in our time. In this week's Torah portion, Ki Tisa, we read about the ancient Israelites awaiting Moses' return from Mount Sinai. The text tells us that Moses was gone for a long time, and that the people gather against Aaron and plead, "Make us a God who will go before us. For that fellow Moses, the leader who brought us from the land of Egypt, we do not know what has happened to him." Aaron directs the people to take off their gold earrings, and he makes them into a molten calf. The people exclaim, "This is your God, O Israel." And early the next day, the people offer up sacrifices and sit down to eat and drink and rejoice. The ancient Israelites commit the great sin of idolatry out of fear and uncertainty. We can imagine what it might have felt like for the people waiting for their leader to return, wanting clear direction, information, and reassurance. We can imagine the feelings of wondering and not knowing and worrying what will be. And we can imagine people jumping to take action, to do something, to create something in the absence of order and normalcy, yearning for comfort and reassurance. While I haven't recently heard about any golden calves being created, we have all seen the store shelves bare of toilet paper, bottled water, and hand sanitizer as people attempt to assuage the fear that they don't have what they need to stay healthy or will run out of supplies. I have seen with my own eyes someone stash bottles of hand sanitizer behind the matzah boxes in the Passover aisle, hoping no one else will find it so that she can then come back and purchase it in a second transaction so as not to violate the limited quantity rule. The mayor's office has asked clergy to remind the community this Shabbat that city water is safe to drink, stores will be restocking food and supplies, and that hoarding only increases panic at a time that demands calm vigilance to the directives of the medical authorities and elected officials. Our limited ability to exist in a climate of uncertainty is manifest in the anxiety we feel as a community. A new term that we have seen in emails and news reports and articles about combating and protecting ourselves and our community from COVID-19 is social distancing. It is defined as reducing human social interaction, an effort to prevent the spread of infectious disease. Without question, this practice is about limiting our physical contact with others. Just this week, Rav Yosef of B'nai David Judea Congregation in California wrote, "I'm humbly suggesting, though, that we use this term sparingly, if at all. Language is a powerful shaper of thinking, and the very last thing we need right now is a mindset of mutual distancing. We actually need to be thinking in the exact opposite way. Every hand we don't shake must become a phone call that we place. Every embrace that we avoid must become a verbal expression of warmth and concern. Every inch and every foot that we physically place between ourselves and another must become a thought as to how we might help others should the need arise. It is obvious that distancing, if misplaced or misunderstood, will take its toll not only upon our community's strength and resiliency, but upon the very integrity and meaning of our spiritual commitment. The reality of the coronavirus pandemic challenges us to draw one another closer in a way that we've never done before. It implores us to use technology that so often distances us to connect us and to assure that we are not alone as we physically isolate. As we are called upon to physically distance from one another, let us socially connect more intentionally. Let us remain committed to enriching the lives of others through gestures of warmth and compassion. May we call more, text more, write letters and send cards. We can funnel the angst of isolation into the creation of something new, a new craft project, organize a photo album, or create one online. Bake something delicious. Cook up a big pot of comfort food and leave a quart of it on an elderly neighbor's porch for pickup. We can get groceries for someone who cannot leave the house or offer to place an order for them online if they don't yet know how. We can take a walk and move our bodies, observe the buds on the trees, become newly acquainted with the sounds of the birds nearby. We can smile and wave kindly at those we see in the window and walking by. When we are on the other side of this pandemic, I pray the lingering effects of these days will be greater love and connection, cultivated by the compassion and care we give and receive in these days. In closing, I share with you a prayer for pandemic by an unknown source. May we who are merely inconvenienced remember those whose lives are at stake. May we who have no risk factors remember those most vulnerable. May we who have the luxury of working from home remember those who must choose between preserving their health and making their next rent. May we who have the flexibility to care for our children when their schools are closed remember those who have no options. May we who have to cancel our trips remember that some have no place to go. May we who are losing our margin money in the tumult of the economic market remember those who have no margin at all. May we who settle in for a quarantine at home remember those who have no home. As fear grips our country, let us choose love. During this time when we cannot physically wrap our arms around one another, let us yet find ways to be the loving embrace of God to our neighbors. Amen. We turn now back to page 282 in our prayer book. At the bottom of the page, you'll find the words for Emanu l'Shabbat. As the ark is open, would you all please rise?
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Page 287. V'nehemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
As we turn towards the conclusion of our service, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We take this moment for a quiet time for the sweetness of memory. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. Our hearts go out in sympathy to the families of Nell Black, Herman Proler, and Sonia Hirsch-Friedman, recently laid to their eternal resting places. And we lovingly remember those whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of their death, falls on this Shabbat. Helen Aronoff, Joseph Ash, Audrey Baker, Dorothy Berg, Marlene Berliner, Mark Berman, Anna Berman, Ella Blyden, Ike Blyden, Zelda Jean Block, Max Block, Harry H. Brockstein, Molly M. Brown, Jacques Wolhan, Linda Calderon, Ruth Cass, Esther Sensio, Roberta Ricky Cherner, Louis Ralph Cohen, Louis Stephen Colby, Sidney Cutler, Sarah S. Daly, Kate Daly, Carolyn Dipkin, Richard Beck Dreyfus, Rose Eden, Sam Eisenberg, Jerome Eisner, Philip Farr, Sidney R. Forkosh, Irene Fritzhand, Ira Gary, Abram Ginsberg, Robert Gold, Jamie Goldberg, Bert Goldberg, Ray Bell Kahn Goldgar, Wilfred Goldgar, Henry Gonski, Saul Joseph Hoffman, Rose Krantz Horwitz, Reva Isker, Barney Jacobson, Marion K. Joseph, Elizabeth Jane Kessler, Clarence Ketchum, Alice E. Klinger, Ray Lane, Flora Laser, Lulu Leischer, Alfreda Esser Lemson, Pearl Lesky, Natalie Lessie, Daniel Leva, Dorothy Levine, Melvin T. Lewis, Esfira Louis, Robert Loeb, Salem Harris Loomish, Bernard Mass, Esther Croft Maggots, Mose Mazer, Ryan Mendeloff, Nathan Miller, Ruth Miller Bosch, Julia Miner, Isaac Mizrahi, Madeline Ray Peters, Blanche Poss, Ernie Radbill, Esther Rockoff, Isidore Roth, Abel Rumsey, Monica Salzberg, Joseph Schnall, Berta Scholl, Elizabeth Selden, Ruth Stern Shapiro, Mildred Fink Schneiderson, Pearl Shue, Lucille K. Smith, Lester Smith, Isidore Sokolov, Goldie Solomon, Claire Spielman, Charles Spiner, Isaac M. Sposi, Julian W. Spring, Donald Springer, Lily Sterling, Edward Schukart, Joe David Thomas, Jeanette Waldman, Terry Walker, Clarice Wallach, Stephen Weingarten, Dimple White, Mickey Wolfson, Herman Zainfeld, Dolores Zlotnick. With grief and sympathies mingled, we rise together as one congregation to praise the name of God with the words of Kaddish on page 294. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brihu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen.
Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen.
You may be seated. At this point, I call Jake back to the bima. I invite Chloe and Wesley to join us, and all of Jake's cousins to please come join us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon chinchilanu. Zikaron lamahase reshit, ki hu yom tachila lemikra e kodesh, zecher litiyat mitzrayim, ki vanu bacharta, v'tanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodecha, Be'ahava uvratzon kinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
L'chaim. That's it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Our closing song, Ose Shalom, can be found on page 343. Ose Shalom, Shalom Bimroma, Uyase Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru Amen. Ose Shalom, Shalom Bimroma, Uyase Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru Amen. Uyase Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Ose Shalom, Shalom Bimroma, Uyase Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru Amen. Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Amen.
Please rise for the closing benediction. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, our God, God of our mothers and our fathers. On this Shabbat, O God, help us to feel your nearness. Help us to feel your peace and your comfort and your reassurance. Inspire us to care more compassionately for those around us who need our care. O God, we ask for your blessing in words that are ancient and hallowed by time. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'huneka. May the light of God's presence shine down upon you and be very sweet and gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yatzam lecha shalom. May God's goodness and blessing be turned to you always and grant you the greatest blessing of all, the blessing of peace. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.